Greetings, Earth enthusiasts. If you ever wondered about the incredible perspectives our planet has to offer from high above, you're in the right place. I am Dr. Clive Coetzee, and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this captivating journey into the world of remote sensing. Welcome. And please remember to like, subscribe to, and share this video. Thank you. In today's video, we're going to look and play around in the Google Earth Engine. Google Earth Engine is the basis, the foundation of what we're going to do in this series of tutorials. And specifically, the focus of Google Earth Engine is to get to the underlying images and data. Now, if you're not sure how to work in Google Earth Engine, hopefully this tutorials will give you some idea and some way to manage going forward. So to get to the engine, you just type in the URL. You type in earthengine.google.com. That will take you to the site as indicated. You'll see on your top right hand side there's a number of buttons. We in general work only with the first two, and specifically in the platform button we work with the code editor. If you press on the code editor, that will take you to the main site where we're going to code for the underlying images and the time series. However, working in the Datasets button will give you access or give you an indication of all the data sets that are available within the engine. So, just to give you a brief layout of Google Earth Engine, if you press on Platform and Overview, you'll get to the following site. Within the site, there is a image of the Google Earth Engine editor. We're going to play around quite a bit on the editor, but just for your interest sake, you'll get a nice indication of the various options and various windows that are included in the editor. And we're going to go through this in some detail as we proceed. So that gives you a nice indication of the editor itself and all the layout, the functions, the windows, etc., etc. But I think before we get to that, let's just go back into the data sets. So if we press on the dataset icon, we'll get to the following site. And here is where the magic starts. This is all the data sets that's currently available in the engine. I can't remember how much, but there is thousands and thousands of data sets. And you can scroll down, and the data sets are basically categorized into surface temperature related, climate related, atmospheric related, weather related, and so forth. Landsat Sentinel obviously is the daytime images or the sources of the daytime images. MODIS, high resolution, terrain land cover, cropland, and other geophysical data, which include night lights and the like. So all of this data is captured or classified or categorized under those headings. If you, for example, open up, let's say, the surface temperature, you'll get to a site which has basically all the data sets that's included in that category. And it's nicely laid out in the sense that it has the headings, but then it has a brief description of the data set itself. And then importantly, it's got tags. So if you want to search, which is in this site here, for a specific data set, you can always type in a tag here, and it will automatically find corresponding data sets that align to that specific tag. So you can scroll down and you'll see there's a whole lot of data sets. Now, almost all of those data sets are worldwide, but just note that some of the data sets are specific to specific geographical locations, specifically Europe and North America. Although those are minor, but just note that some of the data sets might not be available if you're outside of those specific areas. What's interesting here as well, to get more information, you can click on the name of any of these data sets. So let's, for example, say we decide we're interested in this particular data set and we want to find out more information. We just simply click on the data set on the name, and you'll get to a window as is. Now, this is standard for all data sets. Now, what's important, it gives you the name of the data set, and then importantly, it tells you the availability of the data set. From what date to what date is the data set available? And that's obviously important for you to understand. So when you get the images, you roughly have an idea of the time frames that we're working with. The data provider, if you want more information on the provider and what else the provider has to offer, you simply click on the name and it will take you there. Then you've got the snippet. Now that is when you code in the editor, that is the code that you will use to to basically code for that specific data set to get the underlying images of that specific data set. That's a unique identifier within all the data sets for that specific data set. So that's very, very important. Now, image collection. Now, EE basically is Earth Engine. Okay, dot image collection. Now that basically say there's a collection of images. It's not one image per se, but there's a whole number of images, which obviously is related um, to all these months that's included. In this case, there should be 6 images from first of 6 images. How much is that? 20, 60, 66 images should be within that data set. The tags, as I previously mentioned, that you can access or you can search for. And then importantly, if we scroll down, we get to a brief description of the data set itself. There's documentation in generally available for more background. Before I get to let's go to the bands. Now, this is important again. It indicates which specific images are available. So in this case, we have aerodynamic conductance image available to request or to code for that specific image. In the band, we will specify we're looking for that specific band in that data set, and it will bring up. So let's say if we want to calculate groundwater storage, we want to we want to get access to that specific data or that specific image, then we'll use this specific band name. And we'll get to more of that. So this is obviously very important because you will be required to indicate, first of all, what image collection are you referring to or are you looking at? And second of all, what band in that image collection are you looking for? Now, some data sets have only one band, some data sets have many, many bands. And it's also important to understand the measurement, the unit of measurement of each specific band. So in our case, again, groundwater storage will be in millimeters. And within that images, the minimum level or minimum millimeters of groundwater storage is 77, and the maximum millimeters of groundwater storage is 3,599. So that's quite a large range of options. Yeah. So so it's important to get a detailed understanding of the data set and what images are available in the data set, what is the names of those images, i.e. the bands, and what does those images refer to, the description of those images. So that's always important to have a look at. Image properties, again, nothing too much, terms of use and citations if you're going to reference it. But the important two tags is description and bands. So always familiarize yourself with the description of this data set and the bands or the images available within that specific data set. So that's very, very important. And that holds true for all of the data sets available in the Earth engine and not just one particular one. If you scroll down, then Google Earth Engine has a very neat uh, text here, which already is the script or the code for the basic data set. And you can either copy and paste um, the script directly into the Earth engine, or you can just basically press on open in a code editor. So you don't have to actually start from scratch in terms of getting the information or getting the images. You simply can just copy and paste the script, the code that's already included in the Earth engine, or you simply just press on open in code editor. And that will take you straight into the code editor, um, and the basic script will already be there, and you could just basically run that script to get to the basics. However, as I said, the script is the basic to start off, and you'll have to play around with the script to get to your requirements. For example, if you only want a specific time or specific month or specific year, or you want an average or image of that span over multiple years or time frames, or you're looking at just for your geographical area, then there's some code that will do that, and we'll throughout the series specify those codes. But anyway, this is a nice starting place for the Earth engine, and a nice starting place for you to get going. Now, if we just go back to the Earth engine, we press under the platform button, you'll see there sits the code editor. There lies the code editor. So in general, the two primary sites that you're going to work with in the Google Earth engine is the dataset site and the code editor site. That consists, I think, 99% of what you're going to work with is the dataset and the code editor. You should basically be able to fulfill all your requirements or do everything that you need to do just working on these two data sets. As I said, we've already spoken about the data set.